I be on that kryptonite, straight up on that kryptonite. Who am I? Motherfucker. I be on that.
Upon your arrival at the mansion of your evil boss, you immediately noticed Nanny Jane, who was anxious and looked worried. She was Jungkook's nanny since he was still a kid. Nanny Jane, is there a problem? Why do you seem restless? You asked at the same time, removing your coat and hung it. She came to you and held your hand. Thank God you came. Jungkook hasn't been eating since yesterday. He's not taking his medicine either. Where is he? He's locking himself in his room again. He don't want anyone to disturb him. You took Nanny Jane's back and says, Don't worry, I will take care of him. Just please prepare food for him as you walk going upstairs. It's been 2 months since you worked with Jungkook as his caregiver. Every day you go to him to make sure he'll be okay. Actually, he hates you. I don't want someone to come near him either. His behavior changed since his parents died due to an accident. Among of them, he was the only one who survived. He survived, but he became paralyzed. His doctor said that he still has a chance to walk again. He just need undergo an operation and rehabilitation. However, because of what happened, Jungkook doesn't want to get better. He prefers to lock himself in the room. He left the business that his father inherited to him to his uncle. Actually, you are his 10th caregiver. The rest didn't take long and just resigned because they can't endure Jungkook's behavior since he had anger issues after what happened. His uncle is the person who hired you, the person he trusts. You took a deep breath and knocked on the room. Mr. June? It's me, YN. No one answered. Mr. June? You still didn't get a reply from him, so you better go in to check on him. But when you opened the door, you were greeted by a flying slippers. Good thing you quickly avoided. Get out! I said get out! He yelled. You entered on his room instead, which made him mad even more. Didn't you hear me? I said get out! I don't want to. Fine. I'll go out if you eat and drink your medicine. Nanny Jane told me you didn't eat last night, so I told her to prepare food for you. I don't want to eat. Understand? Just leave me alone! He said and covered himself with a blanket. He is always like this since you start working with him. This is what always happens, having an argument with him. Still, you tried to understand him because of his condition, but this time you have run out your patience with him. You rolled your fist and came to him. Then suddenly, you pulled the blanket that was covering his body. Yeah! What are you doing? Your eyes widened after seeing him half naked, but you act like you don't care. Jungkook was about to grab his shirt, but you quickly grabbed it also and throw it away. Are you out of your mind? You didn't answer. Instead, you turned up the volume of the air conditioning on his room to make him shiver in cold. Which turned off the AC, he commands while pointing the aircon. What if I don't want to? I don't want to, you replied. What is this? Are you enjoying watching my body? Well, Mr. Jun, honestly speaking, your body's not attractive. He got even more angry and threw pillows and everything he could hold at you until there was nothing left on his bed. Are you done? What do you want from me? He shouted angrily. Eat and drink your medicine. No way! He said and turned his head in another direction. You give him a death glare, and suddenly you shouted, Yeah, Mr. John! What do you want to do with your life? Do you think your parents will be happy if they will see you like this? How about your dad's business? And why are you concerned in my dad's business? My uncle will take care of it. You really think your uncle will help you? What do you mean? Your uncle hired me to be your caregiver, to spy on you about your plan. What? You need to get better because in 6 months after your parents' death anniversary, your uncle will call a board meeting to remove you from being part of your father's inheritance. He will going to use your disabilities and condition to take over the company that your father built. Who are you really? Your dad helped me and my family a lot. After my dad died, my mom and I need to move back to province. But your dad really looked for me to become a scholar in his company until I became a full-fledged doctor. Your dad always there for me. Doctor? Are you a doctor? Then what are you doing here? Why did you become my caregiver? On that way, I can protect you from your uncle. Yeah, stupid bunny. Don't you really know me? He tilted his head confused and said, Did we know each other before? Mr. Smith, your favorite driver. I'm his daughter. He got shocked and scratched his hair. Wait a second. So you are the fat kid that I always played with before? You are Chubbs? You took the pillow he threw at you earlier and started beating him. Now you finally remember me. He smiled widely and helped himself to move to the wheelchair, as you quickly helped him after seeing him struggling to move from his bed. Thank you, he said. You furrowed your brows and asked, What did you say? Thank you? Why are you surprised? Wow, you look different, huh? You glow up so much. You know, I don't really recognize you. Why are you suddenly acting like we are close? We are friends, right? Not just friends, but close friends. Before. Ah, close friends. Maybe you forgot. You are so mean to me in these past 2 months. How many times you throw slippers at me? Pillow as well. You said, at the same time giving his shirt and slap his arm so hard. Forgive me. You just look at his face and come closer. Then you hug him. I'm sorry for what happened to your parents. You didn't hear anything from him. He just hugged you back. But later on, you just heard him crying. Ban, I know you are currently grieving, But you need to get better in order to protect your dad's company from his brother. He broke the hug and looked at your eyes, trying to figure out if you're telling the truth. Your dad helped me to finish my studies. He is always there for me like my dad. That's why I'm doing this. I accidentally heard your uncle about his plan. That is the real reason why I presented to be your caregiver. He accepted me on one condition: to know your move. Why did you just tell me this now? Because I want to know something. I want to know if the accident that happens to your family was just an accident or there was a foul play. And what did you find out? I found out that your uncle was not involved. But still, after your dad's death, he wants to own the company that your dad built for 30 years. What? What I'm supposed to do? I have a doctor friend. I already talked to him about your condition. He said you really need a surgery as soon as possible so you can start rehabilitation. No, I don't want to. You stood up and kicked his wheelchair out of anger. Then what are you going to do? Watching your father's company to be stolen by your own uncle? Fine. If that's what you want, it means you don't need me anymore. Then from now on, I will resign for being your caregiver. You said and walked going to the door. But his nanny came inside with food. Miss YN, Jungkook food is ready. You snatched the tray of food and said, Nanny, from now on, if he doesn't want to eat, then let him. He wants to die, then let him die. As you leave him with the food with you. Yeah, Chubbs, where are you going? You ignore him completely. That makes him laugh. She never changed. She's still the YN with anger issue. The next day, Jungkook woke up early and took a shower. After that, he called someone to help him to go to the kitchen to eat breakfast. Nanny, I want to eat. Huh? Okay. Just wait a minute, she said and hurriedly prepared food while wondering. Since Jungkook's parents died, he always don't want to eat, but now he's asking for food himself? While he was eating, he noticed Nanny Jane staring at him. Why? Do you want to say something, Nanny? Nothing. Just finish your breakfast. Nanny, do you remember the fat kid I used to play with before? The daughter of Mr. Smith? She is YN. Actually, my caregiver. I know. His eyes widened and asked, You know? Then why you didn't tell me, Nanny? You know, I've been looking for her for a long time. I tried to find her before I studied abroad. How can I tell you? You're always locking yourself in your room. You always get mad easily. Still, you should tell me. Wait a minute. Where is she? She should be here at this time. Maybe you forgot. She resigned yesterday. That brat. She can't do this. I waited this moment that we met again. But why don't you recognize your first love? can I recognize her? She became even more beautiful. As he looks at his nanny with big eyes. How did you know that she's my first love? Jungkook, I know you very well. What if she resigns completely? You receive a series of calls from Jungkook, but you choose not to answer his call. After a few minutes, your phone rang again, but this time it was Nanny Jane. So you answered his call without hesitation in fear of what if something happens to Jungkook. Yes, Nanny. Where are you? You should be here at this time. If you are not here in 30 minutes, I will fire you. Yeah, jerk. Maybe you forgot that I already resigned. Don't call me again. You said and about to hang up the call. But he spoke again. Chabs? What? Tell your doctor friend that I am ready to undergo a surgery. But promise me that you will stay by my side. Please, I really need you, Chabs. He said calmly. Sure, I will stay by your side. I promise you that. One week later, finally Jungkook is currently in the operating room for his surgery. Don't worry, I will be Doc Lee's assistant, and about your uncle, I told him that you went to your family vacation house so he won't get suspicious. Doc YN, we need to put him asleep, Doc Lee said. Chabs, I hope you are the first person I see when I wake up. You just nod and smile at him as you signal Doc Lee to put him to sleep. After some time, Jungkook finally fell asleep. Why does it look like he is very special to you? Aside from his dad saves us, he is also my good friend. Before. That's it? But why do I feel like he has a space in your heart? Doc Lee, you're aware that I already have a fiancé, right? Jungkook doesn't know that his father himself arranged you to his son's friend.